Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be sharing the story of the Whitney Plantation, a historic site in Wallace, Louisiana. It's not just another southern plantation. The Whitney is unique because it tells the story of slavery from the point of view of the enslaved people themselves. For over 100 years, this land was worked on by hundreds of men, women, and children in the sugarcane fields. Today, the Whitney Plantation stands as a museum and memorial to honor their lives and experiences. The Whitney Plantation was founded in the 1750s by Ambrose Hadel, a German immigrant who became one of Louisiana's wealthiest planters. The plantation grew sugar, which is extremely profitable, but also one of the most dangerous crops to harvest and process. The enslaved people here worked in extreme heat, cutting cane with machetes and boiling it into syrup in large iron kettles, all under constant threat of punishment or exhaustion. By the early 1800s, hundreds of enslaved Africans and African Americans lived here, their forced labor creating enormous wealth for the Hadel family. Life for the enslaved people at Whitney Plantation was filled with hardship. They lived in small one-room cabins made with cypress wood, often shared by entire families. Work began before sunrise and ended long after dark. Men, women, and even children as young as 10 were forced to work in the fields or mills. The heat and physical strain were brutal, and injuries were common. Families could be torn apart at any moment, children sold to other plantations or separated from parents. Yet despite this, enslaved people found ways to maintain hope through faith, music, and community with one another. Even under slavery, the people of Whitney Plantation resisted in both small and powerful ways. They preserved African traditions, used songs to secretly communicate, and passed on oral stories that kept their culture alive. Some enslaved people escaped through Louisiana's swamps or joined uprisings like the 1811 German Coast Rebellion, one of the largest slave revolts in U.S. history, not far from the Whitney Plantation itself. Every act of survival, every prayer, every story, every song was an act of resistance against a system meant to break their spirit. Today, the Whitney Plantation preserves the history through powerful memorials. The Wall of Honor lists the names, ages, and stories of more than 350 enslaved people who lived here. People who were once treated as property, now remembered as individuals. The Field of Angels Memorial honors over 2,000 enslaved children who died in Louisiana before the Civil War. Statues of children stand among the graves, their faces full of innocence and sorrow. These memorials remind visitors that slavery was not just an historical fact, it was millions of human lives, each with a story that deserves to be told. Whitney Plantation opened as a museum in 2014, thanks to John Cummings and historian Ibrahima Seck. Their goal was to tell the story truthfully from the perspective of the enslaved. Today, thousands of visitors come here each year to learn, reflect, and pay respect. The museum reminds us that the story of slavery is not distant, it's a part of America's foundation, and its effects still echo today. By remembering the people who lived and died at the Whitney Plantation, we honor their strength and resilience, and we commit ourselves to building a more just and understanding future. Thank you.